Hello again, everyone, from Metro Manila, the Philippines, Southeastern Asia. It happens to be a public holiday here in the Philippines, so I'm free to film these videos. There is an unfortunate piece of news from my distant native land, Finland, in Northern Europe, and about the racial abuse in the form of racial slurs and jokes, whose target was an autistic boy who happens to be of mixed ethnic background. In other words, his father is of some non-Finnish ethnic background, maybe an African one, while his mother is a native Finn. And his mother has expressed concern at the school's leading staff or faculty members, including the principal, and then also to the education or enlightenment sector's leader in that Western Finnish town of Ilmajoki in southern Ostrobothnia about this racial abuse, but she has been disappointed and even of the enlightenment sector's leader to act appropriately and vigorously. And she strongly considers making a complaint to the Regional Administration Bureau in Finland as the result of a regional administration reform in 2009 or 2010. The administrative provinces were replaced by these regional administration boards. And unfortunately, it's going to take up to 8 months, or an average of 8 months, for such complaints involving the racial abuse of specific students at specific schools to be fully investigated and acted on. In other words, the equivalent basically of an entire school year. So let's read more about this incident. My source is the Finnish Public Broadcasting Corporation, YLE's English language edition. This news article was published on its website on July the 19th, 2021. So this autistic boy is attending a public elementary school in the town of Ilmajoki in southern Ostrobothnia, Western Finland. Concern over severe symptoms developed by the boy led to his parents to secretly record their son's day at school. Obviously, there was this special type of learning because of the coronavirus at the time, even though Ilmajoki probably hasn't been even close to the record number of cases, either on a per capita basis or on the basis of absolute number of COVID-19 cases, given already the fact that there are so much fewer inhabitants in Ilmajoki than in Helsinki, the Finnish capital, which has over 650,000 inhabitants. A 5-hour secret recording that was shared with the enlightenment sector's leader of that town and also with the YLE broadcasting company suggests that at least 2 employees, one of discriminatory conduct towards the young autistic student. The boy's mother became worried about her son's changed behavior, and then she secretly recorded a 5-hour segment of the boy's school day with her cell phone. Maybe she gave the boy that cell phone or lent it to him for that school day. The abuse included at least 2 non-teaching staff or faculty members telling the boy to take the elephant or an elephant with him and wishing him a good trip with his parents to the camel farm. According to the student's parents, neither the school nor the municipality have taken sufficient action, and communication regarding the matter has been consistently lacking. Although there was recently a parents' evening arranged by the enlightenment sector of that Western Finnish town on July the 7th, 2021. However, according to the racially abused boy's mother, the real or alleged incidents of abuse of children was not discussed. So it was a too generalized meeting, in her opinion. The parents have submitted both a complaint to the regional state administrative agency and a request for an investigation to the police. They complained about the actions of the school staff or faculty, as well as a child protection report made by the school in the spring of 2021 when this incident took place and when the boy was absent on sick leave due to the situation. So the Ilmajoki Enlightenment Sector's director, Mr. Janne Hakala, said that schools can contact child protection services if they have serious concerns or if children are absent for long periods. I'm really upset with the whole course of events, what has been said and what can be verified from the tape. I'm really sorry that this happened. This has happened. It is not to be played down nor overlooked, Mr. Hakala said. Ironically, that is exactly what the boy's mother is accusing, for example, him of doing, or of not taking it seriously enough. One of the two staff or faculty members present in the recording was hired only on a short-term employment contract and is no longer employed by this Western Finnish municipality, according to Dr. Hakala. He did not comment on the other employee. Apparently, the other employee is still employed either by the municipality or even by the school in question. The Ilmajoki parent, who requested anonymity due to the sensitive nature of the matter, has said that a resolution is still pending. According to her, she and her husband, who is of immigrant background, are not the only parents who are worried about the situation. And they have also been thinking with other parents about safeguarding their children's school days. And then she wondered aloud if they would have to take turns visiting the school during the school hours to supervise their own children. This would, of course, suggest that there aren't enough faculty members sufficiently concerned about the well-being of especially the students of ethnically or racially or students who have special needs like autism, in order for the parents to trust that the schools will sufficiently safeguard their students' education and emotional well-being. The schoolboy's parents have requested the municipality of Ilmajoki to transfer their child to a different school, but so far the regional authority has not agreed to move him to a different school. The family also said that they have considered moving to another school district, but for an autistic boy, big changes can be too much to handle, especially if they take place within a short period of time. The Enlightenment Sector's director said that the municipality has addressed the shortcomings and tried to open up a dialogue by organizing a parents' evening on July the 7th. And according to Director Hakala, they have really good people working in the town, and they have good students and excellent families with whom they have had good cooperation, and that he has great faith also in their faculty members. Adding that this public affair has, of course, left its mark, but this means that reciprocal and adequate communication with parents will be ensured on both sides. However, the boy's mother was disappointed in the parents' evening, which in her opinion and according to her interpretation did not sufficiently address the issues or the problems. According to Director Hakala, the school will continue to communicate with the family despite the ongoing problems. And he claims that the most important thing is that the student's interest is protected. Both the parents and they, the education providers, can evaluate this situation together, and he would like to think that there is never a crisis so deep that it is impossible to move forward. According to the education advisor of the Finnish National Board of Education, Ms. Satu Honkala, the priority should be to discuss the matter with the teacher or other staff or faculty members concerned, and then to discuss it with the principal. And if even that discussion is fruitless, then the principal has a supervisor in the municipal administration, usually the education or the enlightenment sectors or board's leader. And then the regional administration authority would be the next institution to contact after that. or then the administration of the private school, but this is a public school in question. According to advisor Honkola, if the matter is not resolved through a discussion with the school or municipality, the parents can then complain to the regional government agency, which is the authority supervising the educational activity. Ms. Tanja Pietiläinen, a lawyer at the Legal Security Unit of the Regional Administration of Western and Inner Finland, said that formal complaints about the behavior of educators or other problems related to communication between the home and school can indeed be submitted to the regional administration authority. However, it takes such an authority an average of 8 months to process the complaints. Once a complaint and a report is received, the regional administration authority will then assess whether the defendant has broken the law. A decision or an answer will be given to the complainant, and of course the municipality will also be notified, according to Ms. Pietiläinen. So since I taught varying periods all the way from one day or certain lessons to 2 full school years at an estimated 80 schools around Finland, some 40 of them in the city of 21 schools or teaching units in the city of Espoo, where I lived from 2000 until I immigrated here to the Philippines in 2014. At 11 schools in the city of Vantaa, where the Helsinki-Vantaa International Airport is located. At 1 school in the city of Kerava, which is Vantaa's northern neighbor, one of them. And then certain other schools outside the Finnish national capital region. I taught, according to my rough estimate, over 2,000 students. And there were a significant number of students of immigrant background, probably hundreds, because I taught at so many Helsinki schools. So mainly elementary and junior high schools, sometimes senior high schools. So I do happen to know that racism is a problem at Finnish schools. But then, unfortunately, there are a recognizable minority, according to my experience of teaching, of students who are either partly or fully of immigrant or refugee background, who hide behind their ethnic or racial identity, the fact that they belong to these minorities, to claim that they only have to obey their regular teachers. And then there were numerous occasions when I correctly and matter-of-factly rebuked them for breaking the school's rules, for example, for disturbing my lessons, and they accused me, some of them, or quite many of them, not all, thank God, but quite many of them accused me of racism. And I, on numerous occasions, retorted, it's quite funny that you're accusing me of racism because I have lived in one of the most multicultural countries on the face of the earth, Canada. This October, it will be 50 years since Canada declared itself an officially multicultural country, which means that the Canadian federal government and at least some or several of its 10 provincial governments every year contribute to the funding of various multicultural and immigrant organizations. There is, all the way from the elementary schools to the colleges and universities and seminaries, multicultural education designed to remove even the roots of attitudinal racism from the students, especially those who belong to the white majority. And then in the Canadian mass media, and usually also social media, especially the open expressions of racism are quickly and vigorously condemned. And numerous lawsuits have been raised, especially in the past years and decades, against the people, especially employees of public sector and private sector organizations who have engaged in racial slurs or other forms of racism, let alone then racially motivated threats or violence. So we have to, of course, remember that in no country is the native population or are the native populations individuals, nor the individuals that who come from various ethnic, racial, religious, or other minorities homogeneous. They are all unique. So both the majority group or the largest ethnic group and then the various minorities are heterogeneous. So we can't overgeneralize about any of them. Fortunately, there are a growing number of members of both these majority groups or largest groups and of the various minority groups who try to establish reasonable dialogue and genuine tolerance and have as their idealistic goal that everyone would be treated alike, especially in the public domain like the schools, regardless of their backgrounds. And I hope and pray that by the good Lord's grace, especially the born again Christians, will take a lead in such matters and will show how the love and mercy and saving power and forgiveness of Jesus Christ can gradually lower and break down these barriers, racist and other discriminatory barriers, without, of course, compromising on what the Bible says, but offering salvation and forgiveness to all who want to repent. May God bless and have mercy on and protect all of you. Bye bye.